Oh my god. Yeah. So I'm 14 weeks exactly today. I can't believe how much the bump is like showing from the front now. It's crazy. This little side view. I cannot tell you guys just like how good it feels to seriously just like let it out there and let everybody know, because it has been the hardest thing to keep a secret. Like that's why like I was really MIA. Well, that's not the only reason, but I was also pretty sick in my first trimester, so that's kind of like why I was MIA. Another reason why I was pretty MIA on social media and YouTube is because it's like I felt like I couldn't be authentic. Like, you know what I mean? I couldn't share the things that I really wanted to share. It's like I was hiding this, like I was hiding something. There was like this secret. So it was just so hard to really like be present on social media. So it just feels so good to like let it out there and let you guys in on this journey with me. But for today's video, I thought I would just chit chat with you guys about like how I found out I was pregnant. My signs and symptoms was like a really big thing that I wanted to share. Just like how I knew I was pregnant before I actually knew, you know, like before I took a test and really found out. I also have like a couple clips from my first trimester. I don't know if I included it in the beginning of this video or not. They're just like, they're kind of vulnerable moments, right? So like I'm kind of like debating on sharing them or not. Really quickly, you guys, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, which is Best Fiends. It actually helped me a lot during my first trimester with all of like the anxiety and worry and the nausea and morning sickness that comes with it. Like this was such a good distraction. So if you don't know what Best Fiends is, I'm actually gonna pull it up on my phone. So it's basically like a puzzle adventure game, and there's so many puzzles that you end up solving like with each different levels. You collect really cute characters. It's just an easy, fun game to play that advances with each level, and it's just super fun. Okay, just quickly popping on here through voiceover, I had to tell you guys, I was on the treadmill the other day and this game literally distracted me so much. I got an extra 15-minute workout walking on the treadmill because of it. So just a quick little reminder that it's like best friends, but without the R, so Best Fiends. The levels definitely get harder as you go along. Like one of the levels literally took me 10 tries to beat. So if you guys are interested, the game is completely free. You can use my download link in the description box down below, and you can actually get $5 worth of gold and energy for free using my link, which is really fun. So I found out I was pregnant like the end of August, and it wasn't a shock or anything because we were trying, but even though it wasn't a shock because we were trying, it still is just like a little bit of a shock, you know what I mean? But I will say I wasn't incredibly shocked because I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I really, really knew in my heart that I was pregnant before I even really was. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but I just knew it, and it had nothing to do with the fact that we were trying, absolutely nothing. And I did have a couple symptoms, but it really had nothing to do with that. I literally was laying down on the couch, and I remember laying down and just like thinking to myself, like, something feels different. Like my aura and like my energy, just something inside my soul is different. And I was like, I'm pregnant. Like I just knew it. I was like, I am pregnant. I just knew it. I was just like, there was something different. And it's crazy because that's also the morning I woke up. In the morning, I went to the bathroom, I looked in the mirror, and I was like, don't tell me my skin is glowing right now. Like literally, I'm not even joking. I was like, girl, you are glowing. Like, but it wasn't just that. And I'm gonna get into like my signs and symptoms, but it wasn't just that. It's like I said, like my energy, like I just knew inside my heart, I was like, something's different, I'm pregnant. And so the next morning I was like, okay, I'll take a test in the morning, which is why I was like really shook because the line was actually like pretty dark. Like I was really shook because I'm like, okay, it's early, Amy, like don't get discouraged if the line is light, you know, but the line was actually really dark. And I was pretty shook. I showed my doctor and she was like, yeah, you implanted early. Like that baby went in there and just implanted in that uterus ASAP. It wasted no time, honey. So yeah, I was like, I felt like that was really reassuring because, you know, at least the line wasn't faint, which faint lines are not a bad thing at all, you guys. It's just like, you know, when you test so early, that's what you're expecting. So to see a dark line, like it just really, you know, gave me like a good feeling. This is just like so crazy because I've talked to you guys before about how like I've always wanted to be a mom. Like literally, I've mentioned to you guys before that I've always struggled with like confidence issues. Anytime I embark on something new or just like in general, I kind of always have like a little bit of self doubts and I kind of let fear take over. But it's crazy because this is like being a mom is the one thing in the world, like I don't want to get emotional. I just know, like I feel it in my soul that like this is my purpose. Okay, I think I'm like for sure good now, but I just know for a fact, like I feel it in my soul that like this is my purpose in life, and it's just what I've always wanted for like a fact. I've known for a fact that I've always wanted to be a mom. And it's crazy because when I was like literally like 11, 12, 13, people would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I literally would tell them I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Like that's what I would tell people. Like imagine little 13, 12, 11-year-old Amy, and that was my answer, was that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Like I just always knew. And I actually always wanted to be a young mom. I know that's crazy, but I mean, it kind of makes sense because I was like really young saying that. So I really wanted to be I've always wanted to kind of have kids young. Like I'm talking like 20, 21, 22. And I guess I kind of could have, because I've been with my husband since I was 17. So I guess I kind of could have. And I moved out of my parents when I was 21. But at that time, like it's like I didn't feel ready when the time actually came. But now that I'm like 27, the baby fever has gotten just out of control, y'all. So yeah, I'm just like over the moon, excited and just happy. It's crazy because I've had a lot of you guys message me like, girl, your heart is going to absolutely explode when you meet your baby. And I don't even know how much more my heart can explode, because when I saw the first ultrasound, I was 7 weeks and I heard that heartbeat and I saw that tiny little heart flickering. I fell just like completely head over heels in love. And it's crazy because I mean, I already fell in love like the moment I tested positive and I took a pregnancy test. Like I already was in love. Like I instantly just become like, you know, protective and worry, and you want your baby to be okay. So I instantly felt that. But then like the first ultrasound, seeing and hearing the heartbeat was like a whole different level. And I just fell in love. Like I just fell head over heels in love. I know this sounds crazy. Like I don't know if you guys can understand what I mean, but again, I know this sounds crazy, but I really could feel, like I could feel my heart double in size. Like I know that doesn't make sense, but I really, it's like my heart just like doubled in size, and I don't know how much bigger my heart can get. I just feel like it's gonna explode out of my soul once the baby is actually here. There's so much that I want to share with you guys, like clothing recommendations. I want to get your guys' advice, like in terms of I don't know, like what to get for newborns, because I was like making my registry the other day. There's so many things. Like I didn't realize you needed a nasal aspirator. I'm just like, okay. I was like adding the Frida baby snot sucker on my registry, and I'm just like, okay, so I need a snot sucker. Let's do this. Like there's just so many things you need that I didn't even, you know. I've been like so open about my weight loss journey that I feel like it's only natural to share now, like my pregnancy journey in regards to my weight, and then in the future my postpartum kind of journey regarding to my weight and just in general. Like there's just, I just want to share so much, you know what I mean? I immediately downloaded that app, like the What to Expect app that everyone uses. Now we are at a full-blown, let's see where we're at today. Well, I know, but I want to show you guys. Today we are at a full-blown orange. Like that's crazy because I've actually been obsessed with oranges. Also, I wanted to mention my due date because I've had a couple of you guys ask me what my due date is. So I am due May 6th, 2022. So I literally wish I got a video. I wish I got a video like telling my family that I'm pregnant. So my mom and my sister absolutely freaked out. It would have been such a good reaction to have on camera. But anyways, I will always have that memory, I'm telling you. So the way that I told my family was, it was actually, I was 10 weeks pregnant around Thanksgiving. So it was like a little bit early to tell. I really wanted to wait until after my 12-week ultrasound and just, you know, make sure everything was good with that. And after everything was good, I ended up inviting them over end of October, and I was 13 weeks pregnant, and I was like, how am I gonna like invite them over? I didn't want it to be like obvious, so like I had to tell them something. So I literally kept it super casual, and I was like, oh, you guys should come over, hang out with us, have some pizza, and just have like a little fun pizza night over at our house. And they're like, yeah, cool, we'll come. Because I wanted to tell my sisters and my parents like all at once. So I was like, how can I get everybody in the same place at once? So that's what I did. And then I thought of the idea, I was like, how do I tell them? Because I didn't want to be like, okay guys, I have an announcement, because I felt like that would have been so obvious, they would have known what it was, you know what I mean? And so I decided to just like catch them off guard with something. So I thought of the idea of like like putting the ultrasound photo in a really cute frame. So I went on Amazon, I found a really cute frame. I'll post it here for you guys. My mom actually took this photo that I'm posting for you guys. She was so obsessed. She carried that frame around her like the entire night, and she actually, like, I let her keep it. Like the frame was like a gift to her. So anyways, I put the ultrasound photo in the frame and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like very casually give it to her. And I walk up to my mom and I was like, oh, hey mom, I got you this frame. And I give it to her and she literally was like, it took her like 5 to 7 seconds, and she was like, and Steph was standing right there beside, and Steph is like, and Steph knew that, then Steph got it before my mom did, and Steph started like freaking out. Like, I'm telling you, I wasn't expecting this. I knew Steph would be like crazy, like excited, but Steph started like hysterically crying, you guys. Like, I'm telling you, hysterical, like Kim K status, like full on Kim K status. And so then obviously I started crying. It was like a whole moment, and my mom was like, and then it took my mom a little while to register, and she's like, what is this? And I was like, read the name on the ultrasound photo. You'll see my name, Amy, whatever. And then she read my name and she realized that it was, you know, and then she's like, oh my God. And then it clicked, and my mom obviously started crying as well. It was like a whole moment. My dad was kind of just like sitting there, kind of confused. He's like watching everyone freaking out, and he's like, what's going on? And then my mom gave him the frame, and he's like, it was the funniest thing. My dad's like, this is you? And I was like, yes, Dad, it's me. It's definitely not Mom, that's for damn sure. But it was like really funny. Anyways, everyone was just super happy, and like to feel all that love was like insane. And I'm telling you guys, instantly, actually the funniest thing I have to say, guys, Stephanie's first question, she came up to me and she's like, okay, I just had to restart my SD card, ran out of space. Anyways, I thought this was hilarious, but Stephanie, the first thing she said to me, well, obviously at first she said congrats, but like literally right after that, the first question she asked me, she comes up to me, she's like, are you gonna do a maternity shoot? And I just thought that was hilarious. I'm like, is this really your first question right now? So when we're like planning, she's like, you should do like the wrap, like wrap your body. Like, it was just funny. I just thought that was like the first thing, but it's funny because I had already thought about that too, like how I really want to do a maternity shoot. So I just thought that was hilarious. But literally instantly everybody, of course, was like, do you know the gender? Then it's like, did you start your registry yet? Everybody's like talking about what they want to buy. Like, just feeling all the love is like insane. My sisters and my mom have already bought like so many things for the baby, or literally within 2 days of me announcing it to them. So this baby is already like super spoiled in here. You hear that? You are very spoiled. First grandbaby, so you know the first grandbaby is always just like super spoiled. So I also tracked, like before I found out I was pregnant, I was like, okay, let me just see if I notice any signs, any symptoms, let me write them down, and then it'll be interesting because if I am pregnant, then we'll be able to see what I was experiencing. Like, I thought it would be interesting to look back on. And I had, like I said, we were trying, so I had done that for the previous month as well, and it was like interesting to compare, because like you're sitting there and you're like, am I pregnant? Am I pregnant? Did I feel that last month? Because last month I wasn't pregnant. So you know what I mean? Like, it was just fun to like record it, and obviously I wanted to share it with you guys. So from the day after I ovulated, from 1 day past ovulation to 4 days past ovulation, I wrote here that I was feeling really drowsy. And something that was weird is I was having like body and ear aches, like very mild, but I was feeling like body and ear aches. You know when you're about to get sick and your body is feeling a little achy? It was kind of like that. It was like it was coming on. It was so weird. I was also feeling super emotional, and I was blowing my nose a lot. Like, I literally was blowing my nose so much as if it was allergies, but it wasn't allergies because it was like end of August, you know? And I started having like a little bit of a sore throat. So I was like, am I getting sick? Like, this is so confusing. But then I started Googling it, and apparently that's a thing that like you start getting cold symptoms sometimes before pregnancy, or it's even sometimes during pregnancy. So I found out that that was a thing that was interesting, and I wasn't getting sick at all, by the way. Like, I never ended up getting sick. I just had like this little mild, like almost coming on type of thing. And then I also wrote down here that I was getting like a dull, achy cramp, like right on my lower belly, like lower abdomen, which I never cramped before my period. So I did think that that was weird. I was like, why am I cramping? Which nobody really talks about this a lot, but cramping is a thing in pregnancy. Like, I feel like people don't talk about that a lot, and if they do talk about it, it's known as a bad thing, but it's a very normal thing in pregnancy as long as it's mild. I also wrote down here so many random food cravings. I don't remember what I was craving, but it must have just been a lot of random things, because something with me is, you guys know I'm a very regular eater. Like, I eat the same things all the time. So I thought it was really weird. That's why I wrote it down, that I was craving like random new different things. And I thought this was interesting. I was also getting cramps on my left side, which I still do to this day. And that's actually the side that I ovulated from, which you guys are probably wondering, how do you know where you ovulated from? Well, I knew because I actually got ovulation pain on that side, so I knew. But also when I got my first ultrasound, they saw like I'm not gonna, you know, bore you guys with the science, but they saw like the cyst that happens after you ovulate, and it was on my left tube. So I knew that I did on my left side. So yeah, I thought that was like interesting. I was having a cramp on my left side. I really started getting symptoms like really quickly. Like I said, I found out like super early on, but it makes sense because the line was dark. So it kind of makes sense that like I was really experiencing symptoms like very early on, and I was really burpy, which again is not like me. It was almost like there was just like, I don't know, I was just burping so much, and it wasn't like crazy burps. It was just like little tiny burps like constantly. And I was like, okay, is this like the beginning of nausea or something? And it, little girl, let me tell you, it was the beginning of nausea, okay. Then I remember specifically the day before I found out I was pregnant. So the day before I tested, I remember specifically the night before, I had a dream that I was pregnant. Like I literally had a dream that I was pregnant, and I was like super nauseous. And I think I was with my sister, and I was like, oh, I'm so nauseous. And I almost threw up. So that I was like, okay, interesting. Also, I remember I had a nosebleed, which was really weird. I don't really get nosebleeds ever since I moved here. I used to get a lot of nosebleeds before, but now that we have a humidifier in this home, like our air is very like at a good humidity level, and I don't get nosebleeds at all anymore. But I got a nosebleed, and I thought that that was a little bit weird. Like my first nosebleed in like a year and a half or something. And then what else was it? Oh yeah, then that's the same morning that I woke up, and I looked in the mirror, and my skin was literally glowing like an angel. Like I was like, oh my God, am I pregnant? And then that again was the same night I told you guys that I was laying down, and I was like, my energy is just different. Yeah, I'm just so excited to just finally share the news with you guys, and I have so much more content planned. I swear I have a whole list. I actually want to know what you guys want to see from me as well. Something I thought of was like a gender predictions. Let's talk gender real quick, because so many of you guys have already been guessing. So I do not know the gender yet, but I am doing a gender reveal, something really small and intimate with just parents and siblings of both me and my husband around the end of November. So I am finding out pretty soon, but I do not know yet. But I will say, I'm putting it on the record here right now that I have a really strong intuitive feeling that it's a girl. Like it's just this strong intuitive gut feeling since I was 4 weeks, and I'm a pretty intuitive person, so I really trust my gut. But it's gonna be interesting if I'm wrong. But like I said, I am head over heels like in love already, that it truly does not matter what the gender is. Like I am so obsessed and so in love with my baby already that it really doesn't matter. Let me know what type of videos you guys want to see, but I already have like a whole list that I'm excited to keep filming and just like sharing with you guys. So yeah, but yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and of course I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys. Mwah.